Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Elmer Horn with Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and we're here at one of our communities, and Sheriff Pounds is here with us. And Sheriff Pounds is very involved in his communities, and he come out. We brought out our grill and our smoker so we can come out and help cook for this community. And Sheriff Pounds himself has come out and helped cook with us, and he's here to cook and help these folks today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the programs that I call taking my community back. If you don't get out there and get involved in your community, you ain't gonna be able to get it back. And the sad part about it, we losing our young men at such a pace that it's unreal. We got to come up with something that will help us with these children. Got to. So this is what I'm doing. I love it. I'm out here in the sun. It's hot, but like I said earlier, we're gonna do these until we get that gap between law enforcement and the community bridge. We're gonna bridge that gap because we're gonna get out of here, we're gonna shake hands, we're gonna find out if they got any kind of problem we can assist them with, and invite them to the sheriff's office and come to the roll call. Just come see what's going on at the office. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff Pounds. And like I said, this is just one of many events that we bring this grill out to help with our communities and get involved. I'm here today at one of our community outreach days with our sound truck. And our sound truck is used for just what you see. We come out to community days, we play loud music, and be able to just have a good time with it and enjoy our community. At a sheriff's office, you get to see us in a little different light. We're not always out there writing tickets or locking people up. We come out to your community day and be a part of your day and help you celebrate your community. And this is just one of the ways that we can do that, was with our sound truck. We're here today in one of our communities. We brought our ice cream truck out. A lot of people like to laugh when I say the sheriff's office owns an ice cream truck, but this is exactly what it's for, is we bring it out to our communities. We give away ice cream. We don't charge for the ice cream. The ice cream is free. And we have partners in our businesses in our community that help pay for the ice cream so that we can give it away for free. And we give it away. We go to schools. This is just one of many events that we bring our ice cream truck to. We go to the school systems. We come out to community days, block parties. We just come out and see you and help you enjoy and celebrate your community. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Village Youth Podcast, Heart to Heart Podcast. Oh, man, y'all in for a doozy on this one. And we got these young folks ready to speak to our hearts. So often we are constantly talking at them and not listening to them. So we are here to just listen to the hearts of our youth today and see where, we can be a resource, a service, anything to them today. So let's get to it. We're going to send it over to our youth and allow them to do what they do in this moment. Those things that affect them in today's society, and what we can do to help, encourage, enlighten, empower them through it. So let's go over to our youth. Let's see what y'all got to say to us today. Yep.
Hi everyone. I'm Talia Walker.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Trenton Hawkins.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brianna Cornegay. Andrew Showers.
Hey, y'all gotta make sure we hear y'all over here. Y'all bet y'all be turned up in school.
Turned all the way up.
So we want to hear from your hearts today. We want to understand where you are today in reference to maybe let's go to social media and how social media affects you all. What are the negative and positive things about social media for your age group today, and how does it affect your life?
Well, social media has had like a big impact on me. Like, it was starting around like 2020, where like it was a lot of like weird trends upcoming. So, you know, it made me weird. But then over time, as like social media like progressed, and like, you know, more people started becoming like, it's like it was a big change. Yeah, like. Yeah.
I just feel like social media has had a good impact on my life ever since I first had it. Like promoting, like posting pictures of myself, you know, like drawing people to me, like not only for other things, but like mainly through Christ, you know. That's something that's big in my life right now, so yeah.
Okay.
So, I am a little bit older than most of the youth that you see on this stage. So, the social media that I am used to is not kind of the same type of social media that we have today, and that's a good thing, and also can be a negative thing. The good part that I see, that social media creates a lot of opportunities now. There's people that are making a living off of social media, and when I was on the younger side, that wasn't really a big thing. But also, in retrospect of that, nowadays the youth are exposed to a lot more things that maybe could be beneficial, but also could be detrimental to their mind and the way that they are think and perceive different things.
I say social media is like I say it's a big impact, because like instead of people talking about what's going on, they go to social media and talk about it on social media instead of like talking about it with other people, or they make a big deal on social media by like starting beef or starting drama on other people. So yeah, I sometimes like I do it because I don't like talking. I don't like talking, so like I just go to social media and I put it on social media for everybody to know about it.
So what are some of the things that you all want to speak to us about, and how we can, I don't know, we might not be able to say anything in reference, but y'all just have, transparent conversations about, those things that, might be on your heart, your mind, whatever. We're here to listen to you all and try to see how we are able to be a resource or whatever it takes for us. We tired of, beating y'all over the side of the head. We want to just listen to y'all heart today. So y'all just give us the real, transparent, whatever y'all feel like y'all need to talk to us about, so y'all can speak to our hearts. That's what this is about tonight.
So I do have a question. My question is, how do you guys feel about having more control over the social media platforms that your kids or your youth are on? Like, do you feel like you should be able to restrict certain things, or do you feel like that should be up to the youth to make that decision?
Oh, I sure enough will answer to that. I think that every parent should have control over what their children watch, even if they are young teenagers. You don't know who's infiltrating social media. You don't know who you're speaking to. You could be speaking to a pervert. You could be speaking to someone that can lure you into trafficking. And I think the reason why a lot of parents should monitor the social media access is because you guys really don't know. You don't know so much. You don't know as much as you think you do. And there's some things that your parents are able to see that you guys can't see. You understand? And putting your information out there, sometimes kids put their information out there, and that's how you lower people to you. So I think parents should monitor what their teenagers, what their children watch.
And I think that was a really great answer, But I would definitely say, I know you guys don't want to hear this, but from experience and having nieces and nephews, it's dangerous out here. And we know because we experienced it. And I know you guys don't like to hear, well, live and learn. But that is so true. You live and you learn. And you may think your mom is being strict, or you may think your auntie, because I'm TT. You may think TT being strict when she says certain things, but listen, guys. Like, seriously, listen when your parents are telling you something or your elders are telling you something, because they're not trying to hurt you. They're not trying to fuss at you. And sometimes you need a little tough love. But today we are here to listen, and we are here to step back and say, you know what? You may be right, but in this topic, I think it's really important for your elders to kind of guide you when it comes to this new age social media.
Yes.
I second, third, fourth, fifth, a million times over that, simply because I come from, that age. I might not look my age, but baby, I'm old. I know I'm cute, but I'm old, right? So, but what I promise you, that coming from where we came from and experiencing what we had to experience as a youth, it's dangerous. And it has gotten even more dangerous simply because you have social media. It's so easy to, get kids, through social media. It's easy to get your social security number, your address, all that. So absolutely, we should always be monitoring what our young people are watching on social media. I really think it's too, I see my grandson got a phone and he 4. I'm like, boy, what you doing? You understand? We watch, monitor what games he playing and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, absolutely, parents should always be parenting at all times.
I wanted to ask if you think that life would be somewhat easier and, smooth to go by if social media was like limited or didn't exist at all.
Yes. I'm so for real. Like, yes, because we're so influenced. Even grown people are so influenced about what we see on social media now. What you gotta look like. My butt gotta be big. My hair gotta be long. It's gotta be, Malaysia, and the boys gotta be. You know what I'm saying? We got to get past that aspect, because we just looking at the outside and we're not looking at the heart. You know what I'm saying? So it is absolutely, it's just dangerous to me, because it takes, you younger folks, even older people, to a whole different level, you know what I mean, of thinking you have to be this person, or thinking you got to act like this, or thinking you got to, do certain things, when no. I use an example all the time, and I'm going to shut up, that when we listen to music, when y'all young people listen to all this rap music and all that type stuff, and they telling y'all this, I murder, and I don't know what they be saying, but y'all know what I'm saying. And they be talking about all that foolishness. Guess what? They tricking you.
Subliminal messages. Yeah.
Exactly. They're tricking you, because guess what they got to do? Get your money, right? 2 Chainz, master's degree. They don't be turned up like that. They don't. And but that draws y'all in so much. Even old folks, grown folks, it draws you in so much to where you think that's what you have to do. Wrong.
And also, it brings on a whole lot of insecurities, because if you're looking at these other people and how they look and how they live in their life, it reflects you, and you focus on what you're not doing and what you should be doing, and it opens up the doors to insecurities.
What I'll say, I think this topic is very diverse. Social media is an open topic, and it's very unfair to you guys that you guys are so young and you have to use discernment on what you look at. But even myself, sometimes I find myself looking at the shade room for a little bit too long. And I say, you know what, let me go to a life coaching website, or let me go to a positive podcast. And you have to trick your mind sometimes.
Yes.
So, back in the day when we were younger, we can go to MySpace and Facebook and it wasn't as bad as it is now. But now, unfortunately, you guys kind of have to step back and say, you know what, I don't need to be watching this. I don't need to be listening to this. It's been too long. I do believe in, if you want to do it every blue moon, it's okay, but monitor yourselves. But that was all.
My question was, do you think social media should have a time limit to it where you can't be on it all day every day?
Yeah, that's parenting. Get your butt off the phone. Let me get that. You know what I mean? Like, real talk, because, yes, I mean, I don't know. I can't express that enough. Yes, absolutely. My grandson has a time limit of how long he can have that phone in his hand. 1 hour a day. You understand? Like, I don't know what you might click on from a game to whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, Coach can speak to it, because it's so much good in social media, because people, like I think one of you all mentioned, people really make a living off social media, right? Marketing, all that. So you have the positive, but I promise you, to me, and it's just my opinion, that it's so much more negative content than it is positive for me.
I could tell you this. There was one day that I was just strolling through social media, and before I know it, that was 6-7 hours that's gone by. I'm answering people, I'm looking at this, and I'm commenting. That's 8 hours. That was a job. So I think that there should be a limit, and I heard the Holy Spirit say, you don't give me that much time. I'm not in the word 8 hours, but I was willing to give social media 8 hours of my time, and I stopped. So after a certain time, guess what? I stopped. And I think that there should be a limit. You should give your brain a break.
And think about this. Whatever you're passionate about in your lives. I don't know who, has, have y'all set goals or whatever for your life. But think about it in this content. Just like, she just said, I couldn't even get your name out, Sandra, I'm sorry. If you're pouring that much time into watching everybody else win, why you're not doing it for yourself?
That's so true.
Amen. I totally agree.
And at the end of the day, social media is not going anywhere, and we know that. So you guys' task, as you guys are younger, growing up with social media like this, take it upon yourself as a job to make a schedule. Make a content schedule. Make a content schedule. And those will be the times where you be on social media. So being young and knowing how dangerous it is right now, take it upon yourself to set yourself boundaries young. Train your brain now for when you get older. It ain't gonna be nothing to put the phone down in an hour. I've been on the phone too long. Let me go wash the dishes. Something productive. And if you are going to be on social media and you can't help it, do something productive. Stop what you're doing and go watch a positive podcast. Go read the scripture or something. Yes. But make it positive. If you can't find time to get off of it, at least make an hour positive at least.
Absolutely.
At least.
I agree.
Do you believe that social media sets way too high of standards for certain things? That can be anything, like standards of a relationship, or standards of people you want to hang around with, anything like that.
Well, I believe that there's good and there's bad, because you'll see them promoting relationships and then 2 weeks later they're getting a divorce. So and on another note, they're telling you how you should have a relationship, but only you know what you like, what is successful to you, what you're looking for, what status that you're looking for your person. But I honestly think at a certain age you really shouldn't be looking for a relationship. You should be focusing on your schoolwork, you should be focusing on a career, maybe college, and and things of that nature. But I really don't think all the time that we should seek social media for that answer. ask your parents. You know, seek your parents, seek somebody, your grandparents who've been married or in a relationship for how many years. They would more have the information that you need because of their experience and their success in marriage.
Can you repeat the question? Can
Do
you
you-
please?
Do you think that social media raises too high of standards for like things in life?
It depends on the type of individual you are. That's what I'll say. It can set the standards, but I believe that if you're confident and you know where you want to be in life, I feel like you have discernment. You will feel. It does set a high standard, but I don't believe you have to fall into those traps. You don't have to. I think it's standards set everywhere. Whatever. I have a different standard than what she may have.
Yes.
So it just depends on who you are. Are you confident and I'm not gonna let that. I ain't gonna let that bother me. Or this person may be a lawyer and I want to be a life coach. I'm not gonna because you want to be a lawyer and I want to be a life coach. You better than me. No, that's my standard.
Absolutely.
So I think it just is individual.
How long do you stay on social media?
Recently, not very long, but back when, yes, it was like a lot. Like most of my time in my day would consist of being on my phone and on social media, Instagram. So yeah,
Do you agree that it shortens your attention span?
it does, because you're scrolling through many videos, you know, once at a time, trying to find something that, you know, attacks your attention, you know, something that you like. And if you don't, you know, like it could be a 1-minute video that you come across now that's like, you know, talking about God, but you still skip past it because of things like TikTok. You know, it's teaching you how to have a short attention span. Yeah. And it's something that you get used to.
Like, I try to shorten my time on social media. Like, I only be on it like at nighttime, like when I'm settled down, because I like have a busy life most of the time. I'm always at church or school or doing something productive, like towards my career. So yeah, that's when I have time to be on social media.
I say I be on like, from before I was doing sports. I was on social media. I say almost every day. But now that I play different sports, I get on social media. I say after sports, so like after 6 or 7, I'll be on social media till I go to bed. So like till like 12, and I just start my day over and just keep doing it.
I usually don't be on social media because it do shorten your attention span. But if I'm on social media, I'm usually talking to someone. I don't watch no videos. I barely watch videos.
Why is that?
It's just pointless to me.
Yeah, that's a good thing to me. I just wanted to know from your perspective why do you think that that's not what you do? You know what I'm saying? So you say it's pointless, right?
Yes.
Right. To me, I feel like, you know, when we're watching social media, we're living in somebody else's life, right?
Yes.
I love sneakers. If anybody know me, they know sneakers. So I found myself watching people and they sneaker shoes and custom and all that type of stuff. For what? For what? I got enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I could be doing something else that is so much more productive than just watching what other people are doing. You know, I need to try to live my best life, not others, you know, best, you know, life. You know what I mean? So it really does. You know, you be strolling. I'm like you. Be strolling, watching something, then I'll be like, choop, 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 choop. Like, what am I doing on social media at my age like that? You know?
Yes.
So like when you said you be watching other people like customize shoes, like when my grandma told me, she was like, instead of me watching other people, I can just do it myself instead of watching other people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So, I kind of spend a lot more time than a normal person on social media. You know, being that I am in music, I use social media to kind of get more exposure to myself. So that does add time to the clock. but also I feel like I get a lot of inspiration for, what could be my next move, or what could be, help me take myself to the next level from social media. So I feel like spending a lot of time on social media, just like you said, doing something else productive on social media, then being on social media, I feel like spending the time on social media doing something productive can kind of balance that getting lost in the scroll. If you're scrolling on maybe like your favorite artist's page, you could see, how they might live their life, how they might perform in the studio, how they might react to certain fans. So I think it's the important factor is what you're doing on social media versus, just being on social media.
I agree. Absolutely. Someone just texted me and said, I guess it's for y'all. It says you are either going to be the. Oh, I'm sorry. Says you are either going to be the buyer or the seller. You can use it to grow a business or distract yourself by paying it. Wait a minute. Paying it also intercepts read that, girl. I can't read. Hey, like these eyes, they pretty, but they old. Like real talk. I need some glasses.
You are either going to be the buyer or the salesman. You can use it to grow a business or distract yourself by paying it. It also intercepts creativity.
Something you just hit on.
Yeah.
Trent.
You did a great job with that.
That was a great answer. So that just confirms what it is that should be happening, for y'all as far as social media. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Amen. This kind of ties back to the statement that I made earlier when it comes to, the parental protection over their social media. I feel like parents shouldn't have complete control, but I feel like, parents should be able to see what their child is seeing, being able to log into their account if needed be, not technically to change something, but, just to see, and if you see that, they're not being exposed to the right things, you can correct that. So they can make the decision to, either follow the right path or not.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
I agree, and then I disagree with that, only because we saw a video where this mother and a team of people, the mother said that I guarantee that my daughter would not go with a stranger that she meets online, and the person said, well, let's test your daughter, and she met this person online, and she went to meet this person, but her mom met her there. And she met the person, and the person said, well, just come on upstairs, everybody will be coming, because he was supposed to be having a party. She went upstairs, and he said, he took her to the room, he said, I'll be right back. And when he left the room, the light turned off. And when the light came back on, her mother was standing there, but her mother had a mask on, and she started screaming. And then when her mom took off the mask, she said, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And she said, I'm sorry. Her mother said, do you know this could have ended up not well? And I just say, if her mother didn't have the access to her Facebook page, she would have got herself in harm's way. So I agree, but I disagree to some degree.
All righty then. What else y'all got for us over there? I promise you, y'all should not have to read from paper. I promise you, on any topics, because y'all are living all of them right now. You know what I'm saying?
I think with them, you have to point out something to talk about with them.
We wanted to speak on peer pressure.
Awesome.
Wait a minute. I'm going to need to get somebody else on the stage for this one. Felix, can I invite some people to switch this up real quick? Okay, take a break, and we're going to come back. Peer pressure. Whew.
apply pressure. So, so we're going to bring some other people to the stage to kind of, speak to, some more of these topics for you all. So I guess we're going to be right back, right, Felix? All right. I'm a little hood, y'all. So, like.
Hi, I'm Chief Gary Sparks with the Douglasville Police Department. Today we want to give you some safety tips concerning traffic stops. Take a look.
So you look in your rear view mirror and see flashing blue lights. What do? Remain calm. Yield to the right and pull your vehicle over into an off-road area that is safe for both you and the officer. Put your car in park. Remove your foot from the brake and turn the radio off. Remain in your vehicle. Have your driver's license readily available for the officer. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, visible for the officer at all times. If you need to retrieve any items from the interior, explain what you're reaching for to the officer and avoid any sudden movements. Rolling the window down completely establishes a level of trust with the officer and allows for ease of interaction during the routine traffic stop. Be courteous and polite. Be cooperative and willing to follow the officer's instructions. During a routine traffic stop, the officer will return to his vehicle to run the tag and driver's license verification and complete a citation if one is necessary. Once the officer returns and approaches your vehicle, whether or not a citation or warning is issued, please remain calm, courteous, and cooperative. Sign the citation acknowledging you agree to appear in court, and do not dispute the citation with the officer. The officer will give you a court date to explain or defend your infraction.
Okay, ma'am. Like I told you, I did clock you at 51 in a 35 mile per hour speed zone. I did issue a citation, okay? This here is going to be your court date. I just need a signature from you stating that you received a copy of this citation, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Here's your driver license.
Thank you.
Along with a copy of the citation, okay? Do you have any questions or concerns for me?
No, sir.
Okay, well, you have a nice day, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Following these few simple steps will help ensure a safe interaction for both you and the officer.
I hope these few tips help you as it relates to dealing with law enforcement and traffic stops. Not only in traffic stops, but in all encounters with law enforcement. We hope that all our encounters are safe for the citizens as well as for our officers. Again, we want you to be safe, and if you have any problems with the Douglasville Police Department, don't hesitate to give us a call and make your concerns known. I would add that Georgia is a right to carry state, and we hope that if you are carrying, that on these traffic stops and all encounters, please let the officer know that you are carrying. This will ensure your safety and our officers' safety. Thank you, may God bless you, and may God keep our community safe. We are one.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom Inc., reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you. Hi, my name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1060.
How you doing? My name is Henry Mitchell IV. They also know me as Beanie, and I'm filling in for Jackie at Welcome to the Village.
Yo, I'm Terrence J. King Sr.
Good evening. My name is Kentrell Porch.
All right. So I know the last questions that the kids might have had, I don't want to call you kids, the youth might have had, is something about peer pressure. Which one of you asked a peer pressure question? That was just a topic. So what specific? What the individual was talking? Yeah, you in front of the camera. I'm sorry. Yeah, we rolling. Hey, we get like this sometime. You know how it is. All right. So the question was peer pressure. What specifically would you want to know about it?
Yeah. Peer pressure. Growing up, did you guys ever experience peer pressure, from the homeboys or whatever? Because I genuinely want to know, because now I see it with the boys and all, but I wonder if it was just as bad back then, or it was just little slight stuff.
You want to start out?
Well, for myself speaking, I never had an issue with peer pressure. I'm sorry. I think maybe that comes from the experience of the household. And if you have siblings, one of the things that we basically exercise in my household, even as of now, is the no following rule. So if I feel like as a kid, if you're being raised not to follow and have your own originality about yourself, creativity and everything, then basically when you get around other kids, or you get in school, then you won't be so eager, because most of it comes from lack of self-esteem, or just wanting to be a friend of somebody and how to fit in. But if those things are already grounded with your upbringing, then it's basically the less you have to worry about it.
Growing up, answer the question, I think we all face a level of peer pressure. I mean, we do. we all have a desire to be liked. We all want to, like I said, we all want to try to fit in. We want all of those things. It's natural, and it comes natural. And sometimes when we don't get it, we feel like let me fall for the peer pressure and go in and do it. For me, growing up, I'm an only child, so no siblings, no nothing. I was the only child. Good Lord, for the first 21 years of my life, I wanted to be liked. I wanted to be fit in, but it goes back to the home portion of it. I was raised by my grandparents. I was raised by older people with my parents still around. So for me, it wasn't a thing of succumbing to peer pressure. I think you have to be able to make your own decisions. And I think one of the best things we have, and one of the best teachers that we have, is life and your friends, or people you call your friends, because life is going to teach you a lot of things. Your friends will teach you a lot of things, and it's up to you and it's up to us individually as to what we do, who we follow, or who we pay attention to as to what we do. So when it comes to peer pressure, you kind of already know, I may not want to do this because at the end of the day, there are consequences for our actions and what we do. So I say plain and simple, it's the decisions you make. And you have to be confident and secure enough in yourself to not do it and stand on whatever decision it is that you make.
Yeah, and to back them up, I think confidence is definitely the thing. Growing up, I was always confident. What's crazy is back in my day, it wasn't cool to wear glasses, but I had the little big glasses. It was always bent to the side, but you couldn't tell me nothing because my parents gave me that confidence to not be peer pressure to do anything. But I still ended up having peer pressure. Most of my friends had sex before I did. So they wasn't pushing the issue, but I felt like I was kind of smaller than them because they experienced more than I did, right? But what it was is we were just exposed to too much at an early age, right? We was very young being exposed to things that we shouldn't have been exposed to. And a lot of our parents, they didn't know. So you just got to be mindful of the exposure, and how you kind of combat with it is, like he said, you got to be the leader of it. You got to say, you know what, I'm going to stand alone. Because when you think about all the rappers and all these entertainers, they stand alone in their own lane. They don't pure one side. They don't go to one side. They just stand alone in their own lane. So ultimately, it's the confidence you got to have to combat peer pressure.
My question is, now that you're older, do you still feel like you get peer pressure? Like, do you feel like you still get pressure to do something?
I didn't hear what he said.
He said, now that we're older, do we feel like we still fall to peer pressure now that we're older?
Okay, I'll start off. No. And the reason being is because once you gain the wisdom of what peer pressure is, you know how to handle it. You understand that my story is my story. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. But the life make you feel like I gotta run to this money very fast, and if I don't get there fast enough, then I'm behind. No, it's a marathon. So once you realize it's a marathon, you're okay with the trials and tribulations that come with that marathon. So as an adult now, no, I don't feel peer pressure.
As an adult, no. I think I've been like that probably since my late teens. I don't feel like I succumb to peer pressure. I think I've always been one that if I want to do something, I'm gonna do it. If I don't want to do it, I'm not gonna do it, because I hang around a lot of people. I work with a lot of different people, and I've been around a lot of people who have done a lot of different things. Some good, some bad, some indifferent, whatever it was. But if they did something, it's kind of like I said earlier, you take something from people. You take things. You should always take something from everybody. So I've always been a person that, like I said, if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it, and you can't pressure me to do it. It's like if I go somewhere and I'm ready to go. When I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. So I don't lean on people like that. I stay in my own lane, but I know how to fit in wherever I am, and not, but again, like I said, when it comes to peer pressure as an adult, no sir, no ma'am.
So I would like to say that maturation is a huge part of growing. Even if you have peer pressure, you grow out of it. So it's not to say that some adults wouldn't have peer pressure, but because age doesn't make, you're an adult, it's the maturity part that does. And when you become mature, then you understand that basically no one is going to steal your originality. And if you think about it, the same people that everybody love as rap artists, singers, musicians, actors, you know, it's because they have their own original flavor. So as kids, is you know, it could be a kid thing that you feel like, hey, I want to be like this person, I want to be like that person. But it's when you pull from a person, it's not to say you don't admire a person, but you can look at each person like he's saying, and you can take what you need and apply it to your life and still be, because it may be something powerful from this person. You know, if I was young, like he said, and he was wearing glasses, and I'm like, oh wait, I like those glasses. I'm gonna take the glasses. I'm not gonna take the whole person. So anything else what you're doing is surrendering your entire identity, saying you want to be somebody else versus yourself. And as we know, just like I started with, everybody is gonna love people that are individuals, not somebody else. We don't buy music because this person is mimicking somebody else. You can have an artist that sounds just like Tupac, Biggie, Nas, but you're not going to buy it because they sound just like them and it was already done. So learning that as a young person, then it says like, what can I do for myself? Who am I? Versus chasing what everybody else is. So to follow up to answer, no, I haven't never had peer pressure, or especially in these days.
And to add on, each stage of life you're going to meet new people. In high school, you may be when you graduate, you may be going to talk to 1% of those people. You get to college, you maybe talk to another 1% of those people. When you become an adult, you meet new people. So you being peer pressured by your peers, you might not even see these people the next year or the next stage of your life. So understand you will have different stages in life.
I just feel like it's all about your mindset and like knowing who you are and having goals set for yourself so that you know that you don't have to fit in or be like anybody else or like, yeah.
So, you know, kind of piggybacking off what she said, I think the biggest, you know, factor that you guys have over us is that you guys have been through those experiences. You guys have, you know, fought different battles of peer pressure. But something kind of like that I've learned about myself is that, you know, some peer pressure experiences kind of turn into motivation to, you know, motivate me to, you know, want to take a certain path in life. For example, when I was younger, I was terrified of heights, terrified of anything that went ridiculously fast. And then I was a frequent visitor of Six Flags, so I was, you know, kind of just going to go, not getting the full experience. Well, it kind of took, you know, my friends to peer pressure me to get on that ride, to, you know, experience that experience. And there was one point in my life where I fell in love with it. You know, it inspired me to want to be a mechanical engineer and build roller coasters one day. So how do you guys feel about that thin line between, you know, peer pressure turning into motivation?
I would have to ask and be corrected if so, but I don't define that as peer pressure. I find that as positive influence, not peer pressure.
Because ultimately, like I think, like we've all said, your circle, like my man said, your circle over time and over life, it will change. It may get bigger, it may get smaller, but whatever you take from a person, that's what you take. So it's not necessarily peer pressure. Like, see, I'm like you. You couldn't get me to get on a roller coaster to save your life. Until one day we went to the amusement park, and little kid. For me, now one thing I will do is if a young kid or something talk junk to me, then I'm probably gonna do it because that young kid talking junk to me. So one day, this was years ago, we went to an amusement park, and like I said, I'm not a big roller coaster guy. I'm not a height guy. I like my feet on the ground. Now, why you want to do it? Why you want to do this? So ultimately, I got on the roller coaster. I got on the drop, one of those take you up and drop you that quick. Scared as I don't know what going up. But by the time I took a deep breath and blinked, it was over. So it was a good thing that he does. So like I said, it's not peer pressure, but It's positive motivation. It's like criticism. It's constructive criticism, and you have to be able to take it and deal with it. Nothing personal about that person to what they do or don't do, but if it motivates you to want to do something better and take that next step, that's made a good life choice.
Right. I view that as challenges. Someone is challenging you, saying that you possibly can't make it to this point. So now you have to upgrade yourself. Say, you know what? I got you. Right. I've been removed out of different places that I felt like I belong, and I took that as you know what? I'm gonna be way better. So next time I meet these individuals, they're gonna look at me totally differently. You're always gonna be challenged in life, no matter what age, what stage of life. You will always be challenged. So just take that challenge, brew it in, and let it motivate you. So I agree with you. Don't hold back. I see you want to say something. Don't hold back.
Right there, let it out.
How I feel about peer pressure, I feel like it's just who you are. Because I've been peer pressured before. And instead they peer pressure me before I never did. Because I know who I am. I know I'm not like everybody. So
If you gentlemen don't mind, could you maybe give us an example where you might have failed for that peer pressure? So say if, like, for me personally, kind of, you mentioned this earlier. My friends were sexually active before I was sexually active. And the older I got, I felt like there was something that I was missing out on. But in reality, it is what it is. Whether you're younger or old, it is what it is. So is there a time where you might have failed for the peer pressure?
Yes. I'll be lying if I said no. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to bring up this story, but that same story about my friends having sex before me, I was happy that I was the last one. You know what I mean? I wasn't having sex. It wasn't until I met this girl and she told me, you know what? I never want to be with a virgin, and I thought she was the love of my life. So that peer pressured me into having sex with multiple women because I never wanted to hear that again in my life, right? But it wasn't until I became an adult where I realized that affected me, because when you lay down with somebody, those spirits are being attached to you, right? So a lot of us, we have this idea of, oh, it's just nothing. It's just no. Those spirits are attached to you now, and I'm a married man, but those spirits are still attached to me. So a lot of times I just push it down and say, okay, I'm just going to be a man about it. But what you want to do is hold yourself into that time. Let me tell you why. If you think about it, if our young girls and our young men wait until they were virgins until they got married, that'll be the only person that they know. They won't know anybody else. But because society teaches us to, get around and do this, now it's harder to commit to that one person because you have so many spirits attached to you, right? So ultimately, that was the time, a young lady who I thought I was in love with. And what's crazy, me and a young lady, we talked maybe about 2-3 years ago, and she apologized to me. She apologized. She said, you know what? I was wrong when I said that when we was that age. But she said she didn't know because she was peer pressured by her older sister. Right? So ultimately, you got to be very mindful of what you're introduced to and who is really influencing you. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I don't have any.
This man is perfect. I ain't never met Jesus before now.
No, I was because it could come off that way. Not that you're saying that, but I was raised by my great grandmother, which was born in 1917. So my household was, extremely structured. Accountability, the discipline made me think forward. So, like, even with me hearing y'all speaking, and I understand it and everything, but I was always the type, whereas, like, even with the girl thing, we all were gonna experience that, right? Well, I got my virgin broke at 15 years old, but I already thought about it at 13. So it came from the trouble. So anything I did in the house, I had to be accountable, responsible. So it taught me how to be strategic. That if is it worth me get my butt whooped, right? And if I'm going to do it, if it's not, then I'm not going to do it. That right there built my mind to anything that I was going to do. It forced me to think about it beforehand.
The consequences.
Right. So then when I'm looking at other people doing other things, nobody can tell me, hey, what about this? Because I'm like, you're not taking no whooping for me. Not this type of whooping. You know what I'm saying? So, my mind just was set up different, whereas I just never experienced the peer pressure.
Gotcha.
I'd say I fell for it a couple of times as a young person. One of the times I kind of vividly remember, probably both. It's probably my junior year of high school, no, my sophomore year of high school, and one of my good friends, he graduated this year, so went to the graduation. One thing my granddad always told me, when I tell you to be at home, you be at home. So I had to be back at the house by like 10, 11 o'clock or what have you. So we go to graduation, we out. I ain't thinking of nothing. You know where I am. I spent the night. Guess what happened when I got home? I didn't get a whooping or anything like that, but it was a very stern and strong conversation about me disobeying my granddaddy's rules and disobeying what he said. Outside of that, that's really about it. It's kind of like my man here. Like I said, I was raised by my grandparents with my parents still around, so a lot, even as a young person. So when I was you all's age, I acted older than I was, or I carried myself older than what I was. And a lot of times, a lot of people probably mistook that as me thinking I'm maybe better than them, or that I'm too good to do certain things. I was just kind of always raised, and I kind of carry to this day. I always believe in doing age-appropriate things. So when I was 15, 16, I wasn't out trying to drink and smoke or anything like that. I was raised like that. But one or two times in my younger teen years, yeah, I succumbed to it. But we do it.
It doesn't specifically have anything to do about what we kind of just talked about, but it kind of does. But have you ever looked at somebody and just thought, oh man, I wish that was me? And have you ever tried to I wouldn't say force, but kind of try to get your way there, in a way, you know what I mean? Just force yourself to be somebody else, somebody who you're not. Yeah.
I do want to ask, when you ask your question, is it coming from a physical place, mentally place, spiritual? When you say you want, a person to look at another person, because there are different ways to look at people.
Their life, So yeah, physical life. Yeah.
So the overall lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah, lifestyle.
For me, definitely. And how I kind of made it my positive energy is those people are my mentors. All right, so biblically, I want to know more about the Bible, learn the deepness of it, where we actually come from, so I have a biblical mentor. Right now, I'm in politics, right? So I don't know everything about politics, so I have a campaign manager who knows a lot more than me, right? So I humble myself to people who are in a higher position, and I take notes when I speak with them. So that's kind of how so of course, I want to live their lives. I want to know their mindset. I want to kind of be in that position, right? But to do that, I need to humble myself and learn how they actually got there. So that's kind of how I motivate myself when it comes to that.
When I was younger, yeah, I think I wanted to be Magic Johnson when I was younger, right? I just love basketball, my favorite basketball player. But I hit 6 feet and I stopped growing, so that was kind of out the window. But I'll piggyback off what was just said. When I see things, or when you see things that you may want for yourself, talk to that person. Find out what did he or she do to get to where they are. Make your decision based from that. But overall, not really. But as a young person, I love basketball. That was my thing, and I loved Magic Johnson to this day. Hands down, my favorite basketball player is Magic Johnson. Like I said, once I hit 6 feet, that was it for me. I wasn't gonna be 6'8", 6'9". I had to take what I got and what I was blessed with. But when you do see those things, whether it's social media, whether it's out here, whether it's at school, whether it's out here just in the public eye, when you see those things, don't be afraid to talk to the person. Don't be afraid to ask a question. And if you can't commit to what you have to do to kind of reach that level or surpass that level, then don't do it. I mean, we all, I ain't gonna lie, I tell you, I'm not, if I ain't saying, I looked at a person's lifestyle, I would want something like that for myself, or I may want to be better.
Okay, all right. So we're going to take it a break from Welcome to the Village, and we're going to bring back Jackie in the next go around. We appreciate you, the youth, and we'll see you guys a little bit later. Thank you.
Holla.
A reliable source of CBD products. Introducing Holistic Wellness Boutique, a revolutionary collection of CBD tinctures, CBD topicals, CBD edibles, CBD pet products, and other relevant CBD products that help you incorporate CBD into your everyday lifestyle. The best part? Through our special Radiant Transformations program, Dr. Alea Daniel, PharmD, a well-regarded wellness coach, licensed pharmacist, and the mind behind the idea of Holistic Wellness Boutique, will also introduce you to a healthier lifestyle through proper education, nutrition, and a thorough medication evaluation to make the most of our exemplary CBD products. If you are struggling with a chronic condition, we can help you discover how to live a more holistic lifestyle through wellness coaching and the proper selection of hemp-derived CBD products. Visit holisticwellnessboutique.com to schedule a consultation or order an audacious combination of hemp-derived CBD products that will rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit.
Everybody, we're back. We're back. Welcome to the Village and our Youth Heart to Heart podcast. We are back. This was an amazing conversation. Thank you all for being a part. So y'all can definitely make sure y'all tune in for the next session with these young folks. We'll have some different perspectives, some different questions, some different, insights for you all, as well as you all to our hearts. So I would like to thank Felix, our producer. Yes, he is an amazing man, and we are coming live through Wisdom. Y'all can go and view us live. Wisdom, welcome to the Village, and I think everybody and their mama has their phone out. So go and check us out, and make sure that y'all see us on the next podcast. Thank you, Talia, Trent, Bree, Greg, Drew. I'm so sorry, but thank y'all for sharing your hearts with us and inspiring us to look at things from a different perspective for you all. So thank you, and good night. Deuces. Thank you, Beanie. Wait. Thank you, Terrence and Contrell and Chandra and Coach Jay. Man, thank y'all so much for coming out and answering the call for these young people to be impactful, in their lives. So thank you again. I love y'all, and look for my next call because y'all coming back, right? Oh, okay. Right. Okay. All right. Thank you.